What is up, Shark Army? It's me, GameShark, and welcome back to another video. So today is an exciting video because I'm going to be talking about the new 1.5 update for Stardew Valley, which should be coming sometime this year towards the end, maybe, if everything goes to plan. And what I'm going to be talking about is my wish list. I'm going to speak about what I want to see in this new update, give my thoughts across it, and just discuss what I'd like to see change or get added to the game to make it a little bit more exciting, to give new enjoyable content, to keep playing the game for much longer. And also I'm going to be talking about what to expect in the 1.5 update as well, because this is a big content update. So of course we're going to expect to see lots of new content. That's the main reason. The last update didn't get much content added, and then we've had the multiplayer update. The game's been obviously getting updated for Switch and all consoles too, and there was a big delay, so it's impacted the content added to the game. But now that's all done and it's released on every platform, all the updates are out and live. We are now going to see new fresh content added to the game with these future updates, which we need to mention. He is now getting help. He's got a little team together to help him on these content updates, meaning he can actually add more and get more stuff in the game, because when he did it solo, there's only so much you can do, because obviously it's harder and it takes a lot of time. So this new content update, he said it is the biggest one himself. We've seen a tweet of him saying this is the biggest content update to Stardew Valley, so we will see a lot. Now, we have seen a few sneak peeks of some stuff we're going to see, because Eric Brown likes to do that. We have seen the new fruit trees. He did a poll of, I think there was 4 fruit trees, and we could all vote which one to get added to the game. I believe banana won. So we know we're getting banana trees in the game, but I personally feel like we're going to see more fruit trees as well, not just bananas. I feel like we might actually get all of the 4 he voted, and he just wanted to do a little fun teasing vote, because I know he's like that. But also, we're probably going to expect to see lots of new crops, loads of new seeds and cooking recipes, new artisan goods and products, you know, little stuff like that, because that's new content, and that's just going to give the game a bit more enjoyment rather than keep playing with the same crops and seeds. It's going to be exciting to have some new ones, and I believe that's going to be added to the game for definite, but I could be wrong. What else should we expect to see in the 1.5? Lots of new craftables and customizable items, so clothing, maybe stuff for your house, furniture, new floors and walls and paths, just customizable content. We always seem to get added with every update. We always seem to see some stuff like that, so I'm going to guarantee to expect a lot more customizable options in the game. So in the 1.4 update, the most recent one, which we're all using now, we saw some new buildings get added, such as the fish pond, where we can now breed and raise fish on the farm. That was an awesome feature to that update. So we should probably expect to see some new farm buildings on the farm in the game. Maybe that's something I would like to see, but we should expect to see that as well, because if we got that in the 1.4, I'm sure if this is a bigger update, we can expect to see a lot more farm buildings. So towards the end of the video, I'll go through what kind of farm buildings I would personally like to see with some of my wish list items, but for now I'm just going to talk about some stuff that we should expect to see, or hopefully expect to see anyway. Now, in previous updates as well, we've always seen a few new dialogue or cutscenes or heart events with the people. For example, Pam got her own house from a community upgrade. There was loads of new heart events that got added. You can now get to 14 hearts with your wife, which was new. Little things like that. So we could probably expect to see some more of that as well, because of course that keeps the game prolonged, keeps the excitement playing throughout the years, especially if you're towards end game. So maybe we can see some new cutscenes, some new events and stuff like that, and maybe a new cheeky little festival would be awesome, but I'll go through that towards the end of my wish list. Let me know down below in the comments as well, what do you think we will expect to see in this update? Not what you would like to see, you can do that as well, but let me know what you think we are going to 100% get with this update. So that's a few things that we probably will expect, most likely, which would be more normal to get added to the game, rather than all these extraordinary things that we'd love to get added to the game. Those things probably are most likely to happen. So now we'll talk about some of the things that I want to see get added to the 1.5 update, my wish list. These are probably going to be a little bit extreme and probably most likely will never happen, but I would love to see these get added, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will as well. We can all dream, right? This is why it's called a wish list. So I would like to see a new NPC come into the game. Now, I'm not talking about 2 or 3 or 4 or loads, just one new one. Like we saw Ken, he arrived obviously in the second year. He came into the game out of the blue. When you first played the game, you'd had no idea that he just turned up like that. I would love to see a new NPC come to the game. Maybe up in the desert, the skull cavern, or a family member of somebody just turns up, makes their own little house somewhere. You know, just somebody to to meet someone new to join Pelican Town would be awesome. And speaking of that as well, it would be amazing if you could actually use the bus from the town which Pam drives. If you could go and visit another place. Of course, we can only go to the skull cavern, so we've got a bus and it takes you to the skull cavern, the desert, which of course we saw in the 1.4 update. A new like travel merchant got added to that, the desert trader, which is awesome. But I think we should be able to go somewhere else, like maybe a little town, just a small little town with a few new shops in there, like a little cafe, a new general store, a little bakery, some clothing shops, or you know, like a little city, a little town. In the game, when you play through the game through the story, Zuzu City gets mentioned quite a lot in a lot of cutscenes, a lot of heart events. You can see and hear people mention Zuzu City a lot. That's where a lot of people came from. I believe that's where we came from when you first start the game as well. So it'd be good if you could travel to this place. If this game got added like a big expansion, I know this is extreme and it probably won't ever happen, but I would love to see this in Stardew Valley. Not even in this update, just in a future update. If you can go to a town that's full of new people, new shops and stuff like that, and a new scenery, new looks, it'll be so awesome to see a new place in the game, somewhere you can visit with the bus. Now that is just a big wish list that I've had for many years, and I'm hoping and pray one day this will get added, but we'll see. Now another thing that I'd like to see get added to the game is some more community upgrades. Like I mentioned before, Pam got her house, or her trailer, upgraded into a house. You could go to Robin and there's a new section now called community upgrades, and we saw Pam get a very own house. Now this would be amazing if we could have more of these. For example, we could do something with Linus. I know that he chooses the life to live in the tent, but it would still be good if we could give him a bigger tent, or you know, maybe a little camper van or a trailer, something a little bit better than a tent. If we could upgrade that, that would be awesome. I was going to mention that obviously the Joja, abandoned Joja, once it's been closed down, that was just there, but of course with the new 1.4 update it's now turned into a movie theatre if you go through the secret dialogue and events. So that is awesome, that's turned into that now. But it would be good to get some other community upgrades. Maybe Elliot's shack down on the beach, that looks a little bit shabby. It'd be pretty awesome to give him a nice new house. Maybe give the doctor, Harvey, his own building, because it's attached to the general store right now, I believe, and it's not very big. You know, there's loads of possibilities that you could do with the community upgrades. Maybe we can expect to see one more. I don't understand why there'd be a new community upgrade tab in the carpenter shop just for Pam. It would be a bit pointless in my eyes just for one, so let's maybe expect to see some more of that, but I would like that to happen as well. Some other things that I'd like to see get added to the game: new fish, loads of new fish, maybe some new collectibles. Like I mentioned, we're probably going to see some new cooking recipes and stuff like that, but I'd love to see some new fish in the game. After playing the game for years and years, it does get a bit boring catching the same amount of fish, and there's not a massive huge variety of fish in the game as well. So maybe if we can add some new fish to the collections. We saw the winter night market, we got added a few new fish from there, and in the 1.4 I believe we had some new fish as well. So we do see some little ones get added every now and then, but with a new big content update, maybe we can see a lot more fish get added to the game, maybe even a shark, but that's just me dreaming. Now I'm going to talk about two new things, final things that I would really want to get added to the game, but I'm aware that these are extreme. These are like unbelievable. They will never happen. Like, I'm sure they'll never happen, but this is me dreaming very big, out of the ordinary. But first one is, I would love an ocean or underwater themed expansion. So hear me out. If you could go down to the beach on Willie's little dock place, if you could get into a boat, like a hire boat, and you can go out into the sea, and imagine if you could actually go underwater, you could like scuba dive down, and you can go and forage under the water, get all of the treasure, the corals, maybe see some new fish, and there'll be like an underwater place that you can go, maybe even like an underwater temple, and there'll be like a mystery mermaid or something, or that sells rare items. I mean, that is extreme, I know, but I actually thought about it one time. If you could swim in the game or go underwater, go out on a boat trip, and it would take you to a new island or something like that, like an underwater or ocean themed DLC or expansion would be awesome. But of course guys, I know this is extreme for Stardew Valley, but it's just me dreaming. And the last and final thing, which I think many people want, I've seen this a lot get spoke about, and I'm hoping that something does get added to the 1.5 update regarding this, and that is the children and the kids in the game. Now, when kids get to a certain age, they stop growing, you can't really interact with them, they don't do anything, they just walk around the house, block pathways, and yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. You get kids in the game, which is a beautiful moment, and then that's it. There's nothing else you can do in the game. So I'd love to see this get expanded on. For example, the kids kids can grow up into an adult stage. I mean, you've seen them go from the baby to the toddler, etc. If they could get into a teenager, you know, an adult, and then they can help you around on the farm, just like your spouses do. They water your plants for you, they feed your animals. So imagine if your kid could do this as well, so you get double the amount of help on the farm. And just being able to talk to them with a dialogue. They can actually have a conversation with you, like your wife or your husband. They will ask you how your day is. You know, this will be awesome to do that with your own kid. Now, I know this is extreme, and we've spoke about this for years, and it's still never happened, but we really want this, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys do. I've seen so many people talk about this, a new child update. So I'm hoping and praying that we do get something like that, because right now, to me, the kids are a bit pointless. Like, yeah, it's exciting, you get a kid, and then that's it. Like, there's just nothing else that happens or comes from it. So I would love to see something like that. Maybe some new content for your husbands and your wives as well. For example, we've got the new 14 Hearts now, and there was a special dialogue and event for that. That's pretty awesome. They could probably dwell on that. It'll be nice to see. The possibilities are endless. We don't know what the updates are going to be. We don't know how they're going to turn out. But Eric Brown himself has said he could work on this game for the rest of his life. There is so many possibilities and ideas that he's got for the game, and hopefully videos like this, if they ever get across to him, he gets our guys and, you know, the community's ideas as well to work on the game. So before we end the video, make sure you go in the comments and let me know some of your wish list ideas that you'd love to see get added to the 1.5. What do you really want to see in the new update, in the next update, which should be expected this year? I want you guys to get involved. Everybody, all the community, get discussing in the comments below. And yeah, let's get some amazing ideas what we can expect to see in the game. I've probably missed so many, and I can't wait to see your guys' comments as well. If you enjoyed the video, you found it a little bit interesting, and you're getting excited for the 1.5 update, please hit that like button and subscribe for more, because when 1.5 drops, guys, you don't believe how crazy I'm going to go with the videos. I'm going to upload so much. We're going to see all of the new content. We're going to explore it so deep, and yeah, it's going to be an exciting time for the GameShark channel. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support, but I'm going to end that one there. But until then, I'll see you on the next video. Will you stay there with me? Will you stay with me in the dark? Stay with me in the dark, the dark, the dark.